Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, welcome. I'm Nicole with the Bushel and Designs. Today we are working on a 20-ounce straight handled tumbler from the tumbler supply store, and I sanded it, prepped it, and took it outside and gave it a spray paint ombre with navy blue, turquoise, pink, and a lavender. The pink is actually a ironlet color. I think it's neon red is what it's considered, but it's kind of the pinky color I was looking for. It's kind of like a corally pink. And then I gave the whole thing a coat of epoxy because I wanted it smooth for this next step. I believe this font is called Impact, because I wanted the word summer to be big and bold and thick letters. So I applied that. I tried to line it up the best that I could between where the handle would be and the center of the other side. And then I gave it a coat of white flat spray paint, let that dry, and then I am just going in with my glue gun and I'm going to outline all of the letters in the center of the letters because we're going to glitter this and I want to be able to find where all of my letters are. So once that was dry, then I am going in with my Crystalac glitter glue and I'm going to coat the entire tumbler with this glitter glue. I was just doing a one color glitter, so I didn't need a lot of working time, so I am going in with the Crystalac glitter glue instead of a epoxy method for this. So I'm going to coat that, give it a nice, good, even coat. I sometimes feel like I'm doing too much with the glue, but you want a nice, good coverage. Not too light, not too heavy. And then I'm going in with this beautiful white glitter from my dump glitter collection, and I'm going to coat the entire thing. And then I'm going to take my gloved hand and I'm going to pat down all of the glitters and kind of roll it on this scrapbook paper just to help, because there is a little bit of chunkiness in this glitter. I want to help make sure that it lays down flat the best that I possibly can, because it makes epoxying so much easier this way. And then after that, I'm going to immediately go in and remove all of those letters. And let me give you a little hint of advice. My glue stick that I used was a high temperature glue stick, so in some areas where the glue did sit, it did make it a little bit difficult to get it off. Not too difficult. I mean, it was nothing astronomically hard, but I would recommend a low temperature just to prevent any problems. So I got all of those removed, and then I'm going to take a little paintbrush and try to make sure that I don't have a ton of white glitter that kind of seeped in or is stuck to any of the summer letters. I am going to add glitter to these letters later, but for the meantime, I wanted to just make sure that I didn't have very much white on there. After that, I set the tumbler aside and let it dry for several hours, and then we're going right into glittering these letters. I have not sealed this or anything yet. I wanted to just go right into this portion of it, but because I knew that the glitter glue was dry for the white glitter, I knew that it wouldn't be a problem with this glitter sticking to it. So I am giving a good amount of glitter to each letter, enough that we can work in between each color but move quickly. So I am just going to, these two glitters, the navy blue and the turquoise, are from my dump glitter collections, and the lavender, lady lavender, and the tiny dancer pink are both peachy olive glitter colors. I thought it would be easier to just go in and pinch the glitter in, but it just wasn't giving good coverage, so I'm just kind of shaking it on and then hitting off the excess. And because that glitter glue was dry from the white, it is not sticking to that. So I'm just going to very carefully dump these on, and then I'm rolling it down so it kind of falls towards the bottom of the letter, but I don't want the whole letter covered in glitter. I wanted to give it that waterfall ombre look. I guess I more should have called it a waterfall in the title and not an ombre, because I didn't really ombre the colors together, but kind of sideways. Anyways, I just dumped those on, hit that off, and then I needed a little bit of extra coverage right here. I guess I didn't get enough glue, and then just poured that on. And then I absolutely love the way this came out. I was unsure that it was going to actually work with my idea here. I have been moving very slow this week. For those of you that don't know, I've had a lot of pain in my arm. I went to the doctor and they think I have a pinched nerve in my neck and it's making my arm go numb. So I've been working very slow. But after that, I gave it 2 really good coats of Rust-Oleum's clear glossy spray paint and then 2 coats of epoxy. I did not want any of this glitter to move onto each other. You can see a little bit of the blue moved, but that was it. And then when I cut the template for the removable vinyl for the summer letters, I then also created a offset, like an offset outline, and I cut that at the same time in black. And then here I am after the epoxy is dry. I gave it a little sand, and then I'm going to just individually place each of those outline letters. I usually do a lot of these types of things in one swoosh, but I wanted to make sure that I could absolutely line up each letter individually, so I thought it would be safe, especially with all the pain I was getting in my arm from working. I had to keep taking breaks. This was done in a lot of cuts because when I sit and work, my arm goes numb. So yeah, but I placed all those outline letters, and then I cut this word hello in black as well. And then I felt like originally this is where I was going to stop, but I really felt like the back needed something. So I created this sunset on the water look silhouette. So I cut that out in black. And then of course it needed some palm trees. I just felt like these were very California looking sunset colors. I'm originally from California, so it needed some California looking palm trees. So I took a design I believe came just from my Silhouette Studio software, and I cut it kind of apart, but then I cut some together ones, some big ones, some small ones, and I'm just randomly placing those all over the tumbler just for some extra added fun. I wanted it to kind of outline the sunset and then also tie it together with the front of it. So I placed some smaller ones right here on the bottom edge of the summer word. And then, as y'all know, if you've watched some of my videos in the past, how I feel about floating objects. So I felt like these palm trees needed a patch of grass to be settled on. So I just took my Posca paint marker. I only have a black thick one, so it was perfect to just add these blades of grass to really give it a fun little resting area. And then I gave it 2 final coats of epoxy, and this beauty was all done. I absolutely love the way this one all came together. I was a little worried because my original thought was some pink, not such a corally color, but I feel like these glitters absolutely match perfectly with it, and they ombreed really well. So I am very happy with the way this one turned out. And I hope that I have inspired you in one way or another. And as always, I will leave all of the information where to find me, and all the products that I used down in the description box. And I will be back next week with another tutorial, and I hope y'all have a very blessed week. Thank you so much for continuing to love and support me and show up every week with all of my tutorials. And if you want to join my crafters group, you will find that link down in the description box as well. See y'all later. Bye y'all.